everybody, it's Renee here, and we're bringing you a video today on gel press and gel plating. I am working on a little creation here, and as you can see, I have two of my gel presses, or my gel plates. I have the big one, which I believe this one is it's a 9x12 or pretty darn close, and then I've got my little one here, and it's like a 5x7. I am going to do my creation on the big guy. It's a little dirty, not overly dirty. And I'm going to do the my inks and my paints and stuff like that, manipulating on the little one. I have my brayer, and I have a sheet of paper here so I can just get off the excess. With all of my creations, when I'm working with my gel press, I always leave a sheet on the back. And I always tend to have one on the back. It looks like it's dirty on the other side. It really isn't, because I usually only work with the one side, so I can keep the other side nice and pristine for when I eventually use it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start with, and I'm using a kind of a combination between Paper Artsy Fresco Finish chalk paints and Dilutions acrylic paints. With this one, my first thing I'm going to do is I want to dirty it up a slight bit, but not overly. But I am going to do some of my my words first. I'm going to put some black, because you have to remember when you're doing this, you work backwards. So when you're doing your layers, you have to remember that your top layer is going to be your very first layer, your bottom layer. And your last layer will be, that you put on here, will be your back. So it'll be your base or your background. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to spread out this black. And I don't need a ton. I just want to dirty it up a slight bit. I'm just going to put a little bit of black on here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to put a few giant stencils, or sorry, not stencils, letters into our, I have to think about this because you're going to have to do it with a lot of these kind of backwards, right? So I'm going to put my foam stamp, sorry, my stencils are down the road. Put my foam stamp down in here and just press down on it. Love how that's turning out. These are an older foam stamp. These are Heidi Swap. And with a lot of my foam stamps, they're going to be slightly wonky because I'm doing these backwards. So I just press into it. And you might not be able to see it on your end, but I can see it is working. So and then I'm going to put one down here. And then with these foam stamps, they have letters on the back side as well. So I'm going to just use them a little bit too. And there's no rhyme or reason to the letters I picked. I just grabbed letters. Alright. So I'm going to let that dry for just a minute. And I am going to pick what color I am going to do next. And I'm thinking one thing I might want to do is put a little bit of Posca on here. So I have some Posca pens. I'm not going to put any colorful ones up right now, but I have these ones, and I'm going to eliminate the black because I have black on there right now. So I've got white, silver, and gold, and given the color scheme I've chosen, I think I might put a little bit of gold and silver on here right now. I'm going to give them a little shake. And I'm just going to draw some little designs on here. You can put whatever you want. I'm just doodling. None of this means anything, if anybody asks me that. It's just a little, almost I guess like a wonky star, if you will. And put one here. So that was with the gold Posca pen. So now I'm going to do the silver. And when you do these different layers, you want it to dry a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for just a minute, and then we will go on to our next layer. Alright, so the next color I have chosen is called Summer Sky, and I put it down on my small gel plate. And what I did do is I did get off a little bit of the extra black and put it on here. I'm just going to move this around on our little gel plate here. Maneuver it around. I got a little bit too much on my brayer. My gel plates usually aren't this clean. I cleaned it just recently because I had some cat hair on it because I have cats. So that's why it is as clean as it is. I usually like to keep them dirty because it gives more of an effect on my creations and my projects. So now I'm going to go over top of this layer. Okay, that's all I'd like to do on that, so you can still see through it. I'm going to get off the excess on here. I'm going to go to our next color, and our next color that I'm going to use is also a paper artsy color, and it's called Limelight. So you can see my fingers and my hands are dirty. It's from creating, it's not dirt. So, yeah. Couldn't get it off, so keeping it real. Alright, so we got that all juiced up on our brayer. We're going to give it another, and normally I keep it the same direction. This way I'm going to change it a little bit. I usually say keep it the same direction, but I'm going to switch it up just a little bit and see what the effect turns out like. Oops. And I really like this green because it's a nice, vibrant, bright, happy color. So I'm going to actually add a little bit more. And then we're going to do some shapes with this one. I love using my gel plate. I use it a lot. I have quite a few of them, and they're just a lot of fun. Things you can do with them, it's endless. I have a little teeny, I don't know if you can see it, a little hair in here. Actually, there's a couple. And honestly, well, actually, there's more than that. I have 4 cats, so these things happen, and honestly, it will add to our creation, so I'm not even going to try and remove it. So it's all good. So with this one, I'm going to use, it's just my old pill bottle, and I'm going to make some little designs. Okay, and then here I have a giant bottle, and I'm going to make just a bigger one with this one. There we go. See all the stuff that you can use? It's pretty cool. Stuff you used to think was junk is no longer junk. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now for our next color, I have a few different options. I'll let you know too, with the paper artsy, it dries very fast, so you usually don't have to stop in between. I have 2 different color choices I'm going to use, either the Beach Hut or the Polished Jade. And honestly, since we just did green, I think I'm going with the Beach Hut. So I'm going to give it a little shake and put it on our plate. I love this color. It's just beautiful. It's probably one of my favorite colors. It's the color of my room and all the accents for my new craft room that's hopefully going to be underway here soon. And then we'll actually show you what my craft room looks like, because right now it's pretty congested because if you hadn't watched any of my old videos, my son took over my old craft room and then he moved out. And then my daughter took it over for her party room, so of which there's none of that going on right now. But so needless to say, I got shoved into the little room. So this is my craft room right now, but pretty soon I'm hoping to get the big room that has lots of awesome lighting and will be a lot better for what I'm doing, because I also work from home, so I need a lot of room. Okay. Yeah, I'm loving this color. It's just so pretty. So pretty. All right, let's try this again. I'm gonna do over another one. And then with this one, because it's nice and light, I am going to do another foam stamp, and these ones are diamond shape. These ones I really don't remember. I've had these for so long. Well, I got them regifted to me again from a friend, and but I did have these back in the mid 2000s. And I thought, oh, I'm never going to use those again. And what did I do? Oh, I sold them. Big mistake. So now, a nice friend of mine, Connie, she had some and she sold me hers. So thank you, Connie, because I use these quite often. I appreciate it. Okay. And I'll do one here. Alright, so we've done those ones. And with everything that needs to be washed, usually I make a pile, or I have a bucket next to me and I put it in that bucket. It's my cleaning bucket, and then I clean it when I have time. Sorry for weird lighting as I'm making this. My window is behind me, which is very bad, but it's really the only option I have in my little teeny crafty crap room. And I will have lighting in front of me before next room, so that will be great. So that's where you have this, and I have lots of lights on either side of me, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference when you have your window behind you. So I have great lighting, and studio lighting is just, yeah, this is what I'm dealing with right now. So I apologize, but that will be fixed soon. And right now I am using the polished jade from awesome Diane Reevely's Dilutions. Love Diane Reevely, she's so fun. Okay, so with this one, I am going to do a stencil. I know you're probably thinking, holy crap, there's lots of layers on here and lots of different things going on, but I'm just showing you what are some of the things you could do. And I am going to, should we do it that way or should we do it this way? What the heck, let's do it this way. I'm gonna do it like so. I'm gonna do mine this way. Some people put their ink on and then shove the stencil into it. I'm doing mine this way this time. Okay, so another thing for our clean pile. And we're gonna get rid of some of our ink. I know I've got lots of excess ink on here, but it's all good because I'm gonna use this for my junk journal or my traveler's notebook. All right, so I have lots of excess on here. And sometimes that's not a bad thing because it will make some creative things on your gel plate for next time. Layers is always good. So we are going to get rid of that. And that's that. All right, so now we have a color I'm going to use with another different stencil. And this color is Diane Reevely's Dilutions Balmy Night. And with this one, I'm just going to wait for this to dry a little bit. We are going to use the stencil. It's Elizabeth Craft, and it's pretty awesome. I really like it. It's got some scripty font. It's got a saying, but I mean, truthfully, I really don't care if you can read it. I just want to have something that looks like scripty font. So we are going to use that. And actually, you know what? I might put that in the corners where I didn't put my last stencil. So let's try that. Because I'm not putting it all over the place. So we will do that. Just hold it down a little bit because I don't want the whole thing. We just want a little bit of it. Yep, and it's not totally legible that it's font, but that's okay. That is okay. So we're going to put this one down here. Yeah, it's working out how I wanted it to. Alright, so we're going to get rid of some of our excess Balmy Night and put that on here like we did with our other one. Yoo-hoo! It's coming along and I'm liking it so far. So I think we need to have something a little brighter because we have a lot of greens and blues, a little bit darker. Maybe just something a little bit brighter. So why don't we try like a yellow, maybe? I have probably the majority of the Paper Artsy colors. There's quite a few, and I'm not joking, I probably have most of them, if not all of them. Well, I'm short a little bit. Some of the ones that were very similar to others I didn't buy. But I probably have, oh, well, there's easily over 200. But, I think we need a yellow. Or should we go for orange? Maybe orange would be good. But you know what? I really like this orange. It is the Squeezed Orange from Dilutions. So I think I'm going to use that. And I'm just going to put a little bit on here. Don't need much. And you know what? This is going to sound really, really funny, maybe. But I am going to just dabble it on with the edge of my makeup sponge. And makeup sponges, you can just buy this from your local dollar store. I'm just going to make dollops. Turn them into maybe little X's. Give it a little bright color. Okay. Yeah. Do. All right, that's good. Probably good enough. So I am going to, same as we did before, and get rid of that color. All right, so I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and then we're going to put our last color on, which is going to be our background color, which will be the Fresco Finish Concrete. And then we're going to let it dry with our paper on top, and I'm going to let it dry for a few hours so it gets the full effect, and then I will pull it and then I will start filming to show you how it turned out. So I'm going to give this a couple minutes to dry, and then we're going to put our concrete on. So now I'm back, and the orange is dried a little bit but not completely, so I'm just going to go over it and we'll see what we come up with. So I'm using the white color, which for Paper Artsy, this one is Concrete, and I'm just going to layer it over top. So we're going to layer that over top, and it's going to be our background. So you got to remember, this will be the last layer, so it is the bottom of your page, or the back of your page, I guess, because it flips. We don't need it completely covered, but we need to cover a little bit. So that should be good enough. And I'm going to grab my paper, and the paper I grabbed for this is a 140-pound weight mixed media paper. And I'm just going to put it over here. I am just going to go over it, really get it on there. Push this thing down so we can get all the ink, all the paint, all the goodness on our page. So we're going to shove that right down there. Sometimes you can just use your hand, but this one, because I want to get every last bit of it, I'm using the brayer just to go over top of it. So we're going to leave that like that. I'm going to leave this for a couple hours, and then we'll pull it and see how it turns out. So hopefully it looks really cool, but I'm sure it'll be neat. So we'll be back shortly. So I'm just going to let you in on a secret. I used the 140-pound weight paper before, and it was too thick, so it didn't really work. So what I did do is I put another layer of white paint down, and I used just some regular computer paper to see how it would come up, because I think we need a lighter weight on our paper. And now I'm ready to pull. So let's see how this turned out. Not bad so far. There's the odd area that's kind of Just taking it up slowly because it's pulling a lot of ink, a lot of stuff. Do this slowly. Picking up a lot of what I had on from before. One thing I am finding with this is it is pulling some of our paper. So need to find something a little heavier than this, but not as thick as our 140-pound. Yeah, this has taken a lot of the paper. So I would say that this one is a fail, but it'll give you an idea. I keep the good videos with the bad videos so we can work on it, right? So this is what came off of our paper. This is paper, so I'll just have to clean that off. But this is how it turned out. So this gives you an idea of some of the techniques. These were the circles we made with our medicine caps and some of our stamps and whatnot. We're going to make it more dynamic next time. We will have a little bit heavier weighted paper, but not as heavy as we initially started off with, and we'll go from there. So this one was our fail, but it gives you an idea that this is how things actually pop out and which layers you should put things on. So I hope this was a little bit of a help. We will have another gel press video in probably another week or two, but we're going to be doing a lot more gel pressing and plating for you guys to check out and see, and keep following this, and don't forget to subscribe to this feed, hit that thumbs up button, and check out our Facebook and our Instagram. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.